From Leaves to McDonald's, Wendy's, and even Chick-fil-A. Look at how our diets have changed. Ancient humans lived in a wide range of habitats which influenced their food choices. They foraged food by hunting and gathering what was available to them at that time. Most of them ate leaves and fruit. As time progressed, more fruit, roots, and vegetables were added to their diets. By studying teeth sizes of our ancestors, we're able to analyze evolutionary diet changes. During the Neolithic Revolution, humans began to include lentils, peas, barley, and wheat into their diets. About 7,000 years ago, dairy products were then added, and also farming and agriculture were introduced into human life. Also, it is not specifically known when meat was introduced to human society, but many had researched that meat had become crucial to brain function.
Our gut flora has been thought of to have an even larger role in our evolution, like promoting who we mate with and how we think. The human microbiome is a complex community of microorganisms that live in the digestive tract. Our first exposure to this microbiome is during birth, when we pass through our mother's birth canal. Because certain bacteria are passed on like this, it is possible that the microbiome and the bacteria in it has an evolutionary component. Researchers have compared today's human and ape microbiomes. They have determined that about 15 million years ago, when we split from our first ape common ancestor, there was also a common ancestor for the bacteria that we now find in both of our species. So as you can see by this diagram, the green is the bacteria, the blue is our ancestry tree, and they both have a common ancestor about 15 million years ago.
Taste, which is one of our main senses, has evolved over time in order to be beneficial and sometimes detrimental towards our survival as a human species, having been a product of our genes and environment. With our 5 major tastes being sweet, salty, sour, umami, and bitter, we will focus on how sweet and bitter have had major effects on us. Have you ever wondered why we think most toxic substances do not taste good? There's a reason why. Evolutionarily, bitterness has been associated with toxic and harmful substances which have been known to elicit unfavorable responses in humans ranging from nausea to diarrhea to death. And over time, our ancestors formed an understanding of these responses in order to keep us evolving. That is not the only way taste has led to downfall in humans. In modern times, the addiction and increased production of sugary, sweet-tasting foods has led us to exacerbating diseases such as type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and cancer.
Diabetes, cancer, obesity, and cardiovascular disease are major killers in modern society. We can blame evolution for this. Early humans were not faced by these diseases because they had high plant and protein diets and were also hunter and gatherers. Our ancestors were in better shape than we are today. Although their surroundings introduced famine and other conditions, humans are faced with the same challenges that they did with the diet changes and sanitation issues. Our ancestors were exposed to an array of viruses and diseases which assisted in the building of their immune system. As time has evolved, humans have weaker immune systems due to the introduction of agriculture and high-carb diets. Thanks a lot, evolution.